I understand boxing. I understand how it works. He's got nothing more to gain by doing anything in the boxing world. But it's only my opinion. Mine doesn't matter at all, as you've seen in the past. He'll do what he's going to do.
John Fury recently made headlines by sharing shocking news involving his son. In his statement, he can be heard advising Tyson Fury to remain retired and backs it with strong reasoning. He also expressed anger and disappointment over the Fury versus Joshua fight not happening. First of all, he expressed frustration over the long-anticipated Fury versus Joshua fight never coming to fruition. He stated that in his opinion, it's a waste of time to shape this fight now, as the moment has passed. According to him, the bout would have been one of the greatest in boxing history if it had happened years ago when both fighters were at their peak. However, with time, both have changed significantly, and the magic that once surrounded the matchup is no longer the same.
Well, it's with me, there's nothing really, because they should have fought 6 years ago when they was both at the best, they was both unbeaten, and they both had belts. It was a fight that was never going to happen, you know. An AJ in him would have been a blockbuster, a lot bigger than Usyk, you know. But these things happen, you know. Mountains sometimes miss each other on a very rare occasion, and this is what these two have, you know. But it's gone now. It's gone. Both men have not got what they used to have. You know, and 6 years ago it would have been the fight of the century, or he said that, and I was the one gunning for it. You know, but Deontay Wilder, he put an arbitration in, won it, and here we are today. It's history. It's in the past.
Furthermore, reacting to his son Tyson calling out Alexander Usyk for a potential trilogy, John also shared a strong opinion. He mentioned that he has already faced Usyk twice, and believes Usyk was fortunate to get the decision in his favor both times. Despite this, he acknowledged him as a complete fighter with impressive abilities. John stressed that Tyson has already achieved a great deal in his boxing career and contributed significantly to the sport, suggesting that he doesn't need to prove anything further by pursuing another fight.
You know, he's had 2 fights for Usyk, you know, and what can you say? Usyk was fortunate to get the decision on both occasions. So, you know, let Usyk get the mantle and run with it. You know, and I hope he's very successful in his campaign as heavyweight champion of the world, which is a good fighter, excellent fighter, you know. But, you know, the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury's been a good dance partner for them all, hasn't he? You know, he's had some hard contests. You know, he beat Deontay Wilder 3 times at his best, you know, and what more can he do?
Most significantly, John Fury expressed strong opposition to Fury returning to the ring, despite widespread public interest. He stressed that he opposes the concept, even if he admitted that many fans are excited to see his son fight once more. In his view, Tyson ought to stay out of the ring and refrain from taking the risks involved. John thinks it would be better for him to remain retired, even if he still has a lot of love and respect for his fans, and their voices are still demanding his comeback.
It's difficult for me when I hear all this. I know there's a public demand for him, because since he's been gone, there seems to be a lull in boxing. People want to see the Gypsy King, I know that, but I would rather him stay retired. He's done his bit for the boxing world. You know, he still loves his fans, and he thanks them all very much for what they've done. But it's only my opinion only. I'd like to see him stay retired.
He further reinforced his stance, citing concerns over his health, advancing age, and the importance of family. He noted the physical toll years of training and heavyweight bouts have taken, warning that continued fighting could lead to lasting damage. At Tyson's age, recovery is slower and injuries are more dangerous. John also emphasized the importance of family, saying his role as a father and husband should now be his focus. With such demands on his body and personal life, he believes retirement is the safest and most responsible choice.
Health, and he's got a family, his other commitments apart from boxing. He's done what he has to do in boxing, as far as I'm concerned. You know, and he's got a lot of young children. He wants to be a father too, and he wants to be a healthy father, not somebody what's ended up an imitational one, you know. So it's health before wealth. He's got the wealth, he's got everything else. He just needs to calm down and concentrate on what's important. That's his family.
As we know, Tyson Fury has hinted at a possible comeback specifically to face Usyk in a trilogy bout. Eddie Hearn also offered his thoughts on the heavyweight scene as well. Anthony Joshua will be back in the ring by the end of the year. According to Hearn's recent interview, he underlined that although they are thinking about a number of elite opponents, a long-awaited matchup with Tyson is still their primary choice. Such a match would be huge for boxing, and Hearn says it remains a top objective for Joshua's team going forward.
Obviously had that operation, getting back into the gym. He'll fight November, December, and we're just starting to ping a few WhatsApps backwards and forwards regarding possible opponents. Nothing really to give you on that, but you know, he's always going to fight a top 15 guy. You know, we know that the preference, of course, would be to go into those Tyson Fury fights next year, so we can't afford to lose. but it can happen in the heavyweight game. And, you know, there's a lot of pressure on him because a lot of fighters will say, oh, he's coming to the end, and I don't think he's going to fight forever, for sure. But right now, he's loving life, he's motivated, and he's very excited to return to the ring.
However, when Daniel Dubois heard about Tyson's potential comeback, he gave a stern warning to him and made it apparent that there will be repercussions for any such return. He insisted that a fight for the belts between them would unavoidably take place, even though he acknowledged that Fury's return might benefit the sport. Dubois underscored that becoming the best and winning the heavyweight titles are his primary objectives. He believes he is using more and more force to establish his dominance in this era of division.
Yeah, he's gonna talk some. He's gonna come back. So, you know, all of that, it's all good for the fight. But I need to show them that if he's gonna come back, he's gonna have to face me for all the belts. So that's my real priority right now, is getting all them belts and, you know, really stamping my authority on this division, on this era of boxing.
While we talk about Tyson's recent words opposing his father, he expressed no regrets about the bout never being finalized. He added he doesn't think about it because it's in the past. He also offered his predictions for a future bout between Anthony and Jake Paul, describing it as a well-rounded contest. He seemed at peace with how things unfolded in his own career, choosing not to focus on missed opportunities and instead offering perspective on the evolving landscape of boxing.
Boxing fans, do you regret the Joshua fight not happening?
No, I don't. I don't regret anything. Life's too short for regrets.
Do you think of Jake Paul calling him out?
I think it's a good fight. I think it's a real 50-50 fight.
Moreover, he made it clear that a trilogy matchup with Usyk would be his first choice if he ever made the decision to come out of retirement. Although he believes Usyk is a talented and well-rounded fighter, Fury stated that he believes the outcomes of their previous two fights were unfair. He claimed that a third fight would be about resolving unresolved issues in an effort to bring about justice and repentance. It's not just about competing again for him, it's also about obtaining the just outcome he feels he was denied and exacting the retribution he still longs for.
He's 38 years old. You know, if I was going to come back, I'd come back for Usyk. But I want a fair result in England.
Would he be the only fighter that you'd come back for?
That would be the one-on-one immediately. That would be the most fight that I'd want next.
In England? Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Appreciate it.
I only want a fucking fair fight. I don't want any favours. I want a fair fight, a fair result, which I believe and I know I didn't.
How did you start that second fight?
I fucking thought I won it by 5 rounds. I've watched it literally 250 times. And each way, I never ever see it as a way for him to win. But
now let's shed light on Fury's career, what he has achieved, and how many times he has retired and come back. Known as the Gypsy King, he is a British heavyweight boxer celebrated for his remarkable skill, resilience, and undefeated record. He rose to prominence in 2015 by defeating Vladimir Klitschko, ending the Ukrainian's long reign and becoming the unified heavyweight champion. Shortly after, Fury shocked the world by retiring due to struggles with mental health, substance abuse, and weight gain.
It started off like I'd suffered with mental health problems my whole life, but I didn't know what it was because I never had no education on the matter. And it wasn't till after the Klitschko fight, a very massive high, then I had to have a even worse low, lowest low that anyone could ever have. I'd wake up and I think, why did I wake up this morning? This is coming from a man who had everything: money, fame, glory, titles, a wife, a family, kids, everything. But I felt as if I had nothing. I felt there was an empty, gaping hole that was just filled with gloom and doom, and it just was one bad thing happened to me after another.
Many doubted his return, but in 2018, Fury made a stunning comeback, shedding over 100 pounds and regaining top form. His trilogy with Deontay Wilder, especially his decisive victories in the second and third fights, solidified his place among heavyweight legends.
I've been in this business for over 25 years. That's the greatest fight I ever attended.
Yeah.
The bigger man, the smarter man, the better man won the fight. Tyson Fury is just a superior boxer. And he was smart because he adjusted to Deontay Wilder, who came out this fight and was trying to use his jab to the body and stuff like that. Then got hurt in the third round, and from that point forward, the jab went away, and they were just a slugfest. I thought Deontay Wilder was finished in the third round because he got dropped by Tyson, couldn't avoid the punches.
Furthermore, after defending his title in 2022, Fury again hinted at retirement, but returned months later to face Derek Chisora and later Francis Ngannou. Despite multiple retirements, Fury continues to compete at the highest level, exemplifying perseverance and proving he's one of the era's most compelling boxing figures.
Fury just needs boxing, man. Like when he says, "I'm leaving boxing because I've been robbed," it's like a little boy telling his mother when he's in a huff, he's running away from home. We know you'll be back. Because as much as boxing needs Tyson Fury, and we do, don't get me wrong, I think he's great for the sport as much as he's a difficult character, and he's always holding things up, and he never seems to play the way the fans want him to play. He does everything his own way. Tyson Fury needs boxing more than boxing needs him.
Now let's take a look at what other boxing professionals have said about Tyson Fury's potential comeback. Many have weighed in with their opinions on whether he should return and who the ideal opponent would be if he does. First and foremost, Teddy Atlas recently shared his thoughts on rumors of a possible Fury versus Usyk trilogy. Reflecting on their first two encounters, Atlas believes fans have seen enough. He argued that a third bout lacks appeal, as the previous fights made it clear who the superior boxer is. According to him, there's little reason to revisit the matchup, suggesting that the outcome is already settled in the minds of fans and wouldn't generate much excitement.
And the first one could have been a knockout if he didn't hold himself back. To be honest, when Fury was going down, he stopped and let the referee get in. He could have put that final blow in there that might have hurt him. But he wouldn't have got up, probably, with that fight, as great as Fury is. So, been there, done that, seen that movie. Don't make another one.
In this case, Frank Warren also shared insights from a conversation with Tyson Fury. Based on current demand and timing, he suggested that a fight against Usyk or Joshua is both likely and realistic. However, he also noted that Fury's packed schedule for the rest of 2025 makes a return this year unlikely. While Fury remains active and consistent in the gym, staying in shape and engaged, he hasn't committed to a full training camp yet, indicating that any comeback would likely happen in 2026.
I've spoken with him and he said that he wants to fight, but this year he's got lots of things on. He's got his second series at home with the Furies, and his documentary is being made for Netflix, so he's got all those things going on. Although he's in the gym training and ticking over, but to get into a fight camp at the moment, it's not the time for him. So it'll be next year, and nearer the time we can talk about that.
Obviously everyone talks about the Anthony Joshua fight, but he was dead set on saying, look, Usyk, I really want to put that right. Do you think one's more realistic than the other?
I think they're both realistic, but I don't think the belts would be on the line if he fights Usyk, because I think Daniel Dubois is going to hold.
Furthermore, Adam Smith, while giving his thoughts, also suggested that facing Anthony Joshua would be the ultimate challenge for Fury. He believes that if he wants to prove himself, Joshua is the opponent to beat. Smith also mentioned that a trilogy with Usyk remains a strong possibility, especially since Fury referenced him when hinting at his return. However, he also noted that Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois might be good choices. With their momentum, both fighters might present Fury with a test of his toughness. Ultimately, he sees several realistic and competitive paths for Fury's return.
I'm glad Tyson's coming back, of course. I'd like to see him fight AJ. I've been very vocal about that. I think it's the fight that the casual fans want to see in Britain. Do we want to see a Fury-Usyk 3? Potentially. Let's see what happens next weekend. If Daniel wins, yes, let's have a Fury-Dubois fight at some point. Let's not forget Joseph Parker in all of this. He's waited his turn.
Moving forward, Roy Jones Jr. was convinced that Tyson should fight Usyk again because it is the most logical and attractive matchup. Unlike Teddy and Eddie, he asserted that this battle would generate the most revenue and be of greatest appeal to boxing fans. No other fight makes as much sense right now, Jones remarked. He concurred with Warren, Smith, and Hearn that Joshua would be the best choice in the event that a bout with Usyk could not be arranged. Jones also stated that Fury and Joshua's fight would still be of the highest caliber.
Tyson Fury coming back, who do you want to see him back again?
Only Usyk. Or AJ. I love to see him fight AJ, but I hear AJ about to fight Jake Paul, so he won't be available, but if he ain't fight AJ, then he may as well fight Usyk.
Moreover, Carl Frampton also stated that he would like Tyson to face Joshua above either Dubois or Usyk. He brought up Joshua's most recent fight with the formidable Daniel Dubois when questioned if he was ready to take on strong punchers. Frampton claims that Joshua isn't scared to take on challenging opponents. Fury and Joshua still have a good possibility of fighting each other. This fight is thought to be an exciting and highly anticipated boxing match.
Obviously, we want to see the AJ Fury fight. So he's got two questions in one. Do you believe Carl's comments? Do you think he's got? Is he going down the right direction? And do you want to see that fight still?
I don't think he's afraid of big punchers. I mean, his last fight was against Daniel Dubois, who's maybe one of the biggest punching heavyweights around at the minute. I mean, Carl. Obviously, there's a little bit of beef and stuff between Carl and AJ, and I love both men. I'm a fan of what AJ has done for the sport of boxing and the amount of eyes that he's put on British boxing in particular.
Additionally, while selecting an opponent for Fury's comeback fight, Eddie Hearn, echoing Atlas, also dismissed the idea of a Fury versus Usyk trilogy, stating that it's not the matchup boxing fans are eager to see. Like Atlas, he also pointed out that the public has already witnessed 2 fights between them, and interest in a third bout has declined. According to Hearn, the demand simply isn't there for another chapter in their rivalry. Instead, he believes the biggest possible fight for Fury's comeback would be against Anthony Joshua.
I mean, look, I don't think anyone's interested in Fury Usyk 3, but Fury will be, because he thinks he won the first 2 fights, so he will want to naturally avenge that defeat. That the days of responding or goading or whatever we're going to do with Tyson Fury, I've learned that's a complete waste of time. So we're going to do our thing. Both fighters will return with a fight first.
Moving forward, let's talk about what happened in the first 2 fights between Usyk and Fury. In their first bout, both faced off in May 2024 in a historic undisputed heavyweight title clash. The fight was a closely contested battle, with both men showcasing their unique strengths. Fury using his size and ring IQ, while Usyk displayed superior footwork and speed. After 12 intense rounds, Usyk edged out Fury by a narrow split decision, becoming the first undisputed heavyweight champion in over 2 decades.
Tyson Fury came out round 1. I was quite happy with the way he was shaping up, but I didn't like the way he was being pushed back on his back foot from round 1. Round 1, 2 and 3, I'm not saying Usyk dominated, but it was controlling the ring. He was in the centre of the ring, dominating behind his jab, using his head movement, using plenty of fakes, bouncing around up and down non-stop. That little bit of an amateur style he's got where he just keeps you thinking, keeps faking, fast feet. He was doing that early doors, and he was stealing the rounds for me. I thought he was at least 3 or 4 rounds ahead in the first 5 rounds. 3 or 4 rounds. I mean, by round 6, it was either 4-2 to Usyk.
In their rematch, held a few months later, Usyk delivered an even more convincing performance. He adapted well to Fury's style and dominated key moments with cleaner punches and sharper movement. While Fury had his moments, Usyk's technical mastery earned him a unanimous decision victory. The 2 fights cemented Usyk's dominance in the division, leaving questions about whether a third fight would offer anything new or decisive.
It was a good fight. I would have liked to see Tyson a little bit more, aggressive and go after Usyk a bit more, because he won the first fight, so it was up to Tyson to go after him and make sure he wins the second fight.
Was the scoring correct in your opinion?
I didn't hear the scoring.
But in terms of the winner?
In terms of the winner, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will feel maybe he won the fight. I don't know, because I felt he could have did a little bit more work. Usyk was hitting him to the body a couple of times, giving him free shots, getting those free shots, and those are scoring points. So I guess that's what the judges were looking at.
Besides, Fury's boxing future remains uncertain, stirring concern within the boxing community. Despite fans eagerly hoping for his return, his father has publicly opposed another comeback, citing health and legacy concerns. This has added weight to speculation that Fury may not step into the ring again. However, Turki Al Sheikh, a key figure in Saudi boxing promotions, has confirmed that Fury is expected to return, keeping hopes alive.
Saudi boxing supremo Turki Al Sheikh has posted on social media, "The Gypsy King will be back. I talked with him and I have his words to have him in Riyadh season in 2026. We have a rabbit to hunt." Rabbit is, of course, the nickname that Fury has given to Alexander Usyk ahead of both of their fights, with Usyk winning both encounters on points.
While his past retirements and returns make predictions difficult, the confirmation from Turka suggests a strong chance that Fury will fight again, though nothing is officially confirmed yet. In the end, do you think Tyson Fury will make a comeback? His past suggests he's no stranger to retiring and returning, but with his father, John Fury, strongly advising against it, could this time be different? Will his father's concerns affect his decision, or will Fury push forward regardless? If he does return, who should he face? Alexander Usyk for a long-awaited trilogy, Anthony Joshua in a blockbuster British clash, or Daniel Dubois as a rising challenger? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for all the latest boxing updates.